Welcome to episode 28 of your Photography Mentor podcast. I'm David Molnar, your co-host, and we also have the one, the only Clark Kent over here on one of these sides. Rich Coleman, how you doing today, Rich?
I'm doing great, David. How are you?
Doing well.
It's sunny.
It looks.
They're not reading. They're blue light glasses,
Hmm.
and I have to say I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Like I look at it, I cannot color grade. So that we were talking to photographers here. So don't buy these and then try to edit because that's like substantial on the very cool, pretty warm, pretty warm. But I'm no longer getting headaches by like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So
there you go. I don't get those headaches, but I've heard, like, I remember my friend Dr. Axe was wearing those, and like we'd be playing like Catan games, and he'd be wearing these like super orangey sunglasses. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just trying not to look any blue light like for the last 3 hours before I go to bed. And I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's why your phone switches, but also you have to work on a computer to get the headache that I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of riding your bike around and just make phone calls.
I'm saying I think it's different when your screen is this big compared to like. There's screens everywhere in front of me.
Hey,
you can
Rich,
see in the reflection.
Did you know that diarrhea is hereditary? Yeah,
No.
It runs in your genes.
Oh, yikes!
Ugh, gross. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a running joke, you know.
Yes.
Okay.
That joke really runs well.
Oh man, we're diehard jokesters. Okay, all right. Hey, what's your big three? What's the big
one.
thing? Mm-hmm.
I dug a trench from my office to my house.
Because you're so entrenched in your work.
Yes, and I buried a Cat 7 cable because my house is 200 feet that way. So, and I need to sell them. I bought this $400 extender thing that's supposed to shoot the signal over 2 miles, and it was having a hard time with 200 feet. It was just intermittent. It was fast when I had it, and it would just go in and out, in and out. But since I've dug a Cat 7 cable and drilled a hole in my house and a hole in my office, I've had nothing but great internet. So that's victory number 1 of the week for me is blazing fast Outer Banks speed internet.
What is it? What's your up and down?
100 down, 5 up.
5 up? 5?
5, not 500. 5.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like 5 megabytes up. Why is it so low?
That's as high as you can get here, brother. The best I've heard is like 7, 8, 9.
That's what's up? Man, I've got like 40 up right now. And I'm in kind of Podunk, Florida. So, anyways. Well, that's interesting.
Sorry.
Hey,
Sorry.
One of the highlights of my weekend was that it was raining, and so it's funny. I was just telling my team this. My wife, whenever she wants me to like edit photos for her, she'll like, hey, I'll scratch your back if you like sit down and do it. So as a 7 on the Enneagram, who's like easily distracted, she'll be like, if she scratches my back, I'm like, okay, whatever. So she's like scratching my head and my back, and I'm just like editing photos for her.
Is this about to get explicit? Because I mean, like the detail of the story just has me on the edge of my seat.
The point is that I got to I finally got to like actually look at it. I hadn't even looked at him yet because I'm a jerk face. But here's a photo that Rich Coleman took of us. And I just I got to cull the images in Lightroom and look at them this weekend. So pretty awesome. So Rich Coleman, when he was here like 2 months ago, this is I'm like admitting, this is like embarrassing to admit, but like my wife and I have this thing where like she picks the images and then I'll edit them for our family shoots because she's like, wanting to do it. So I'm just like, leave it to her. She goes and she picks the images when she gets to it. And then I'll edit them. But she didn't look at the photos for a couple weeks. So then by the time she was asking me to edit the photos, I was already on to other things, and I just hadn't like taken a minute to stop and like edit the photos. But anyways, I'm just excited because Rich took these photos. He handed us the memory card. He hopped on a plane, and then it's like 2 months later, we finally like got like sat down and did our own photos. Anyone else ever do that where you like takes forever to get to your own personal photos if you're doing stuff for clients or whatever it is?
Yes, and in typical David Molnar fashion, that was super late. Like I went back and looked at them when you sent me the link. I was like, look at that first picture I took, like of you walking towards the dunes. I was like, It was already nighttime.
Oh yeah. We like Rich had like hardly any light to work with, but look how freaking beautiful.
Dude, I shot the mess out of it.
I know. Linda Reed Wilson Hong said, "What? No blue shirt, David?" Yeah, So I'll occasionally when I'm going on a date night or when I'm going on like a family photo shoot or something like that, my wife I actually have a new blue collared shirt that I like so much better than that. But anyways, I'll wear collared shirts occasionally, like date nights, sometimes church. And then like sometimes family photos just for my wife because she, likes it.
You did switch. The silhouette pictures you're definitely wearing a V-neck.
Oh, this is true. Yeah, I actually have. I don't know if these are gonna come up. I've got like here's the kids. Look at these shots that Rich snagged. Love that. Yep, look at that. We got a new promo shot. A Rich shot of me on the beach. There was like no light left, but man, your Canon R does great in that low light stuff.
It was ISO 128,000, baby, something like that. It was.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Gosh, man. Juliet, little love.
I hadn't taken my speedlight course yet, so I didn't know how to use it.
Yeah, you didn't know how to use that.
That was my first trip, man. That's when I took that was then. That wasn't when I came back to film my course. That was before that.
Oh, this is true. That's funny. That's funny. I forgot about that. Yep. So, anyways, here's the photos. We finally got to sit down and look at them all. So, anyways, that was pretty much
and
the highlight
and the big three. The big three is now his kids are like 2 years older, so I have to redo the photo shoot.
Rich is hopefully going to come here. I'm like eating gummy bears in the background to get some blood sugar. So sorry.
No, me and my wife's ready. My wife's chomping at the bit. So it's going to happen like today. I messaged you yesterday. You ignored me. I'm all about it.
I was sitting in church, man, and you're like texting me while I'm in church. I'm like, dude, like, love Jesus or something.
Sorry, my church is still shut down, so sorry.
Oh gosh,
sorry.
Man. Well, we live in the land of the free, Florida. But anyways, yeah, a couple of my neighbors are going to get back to me on that. So, hey, well, what's the final third thing? Did we do 3 or we just did 2?
I mean, my third was a joke, but I meant it. I was like, your kids are now 2 years older.
Gotcha.
Well, you get to shoot my family. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Maybe we should.
I'll Insta story the whole thing.
There we go. Like while you'll be holding up your phone, Insta storying it while I'm taking photos of y'all. So I'll have to edit out your hand the whole time and like put it back down.
Can you do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get Kevin to do it. Kevin Carden will do that for me.
Kevin
no problem.
Carden could do that. He could totally do that. Well, and the other crazy thing is we're giving away a Canon R5.
Oh yeah,
that's the biggest. That's the really exciting thing is we're giving away a Canon R5. We have some really fun stuff to talk about today, but we're giving away the Canon R5 tomorrow. Tomorrow is the announcement ceremony. We're gonna pick the winner tomorrow and announce the winner at 11 a.m. Central Time, high noon Eastern Time tomorrow, Tuesday, September 1st. Can't believe it's my birthday month tomorrow already. So crazy.
Happy birthday month.
Yep, happy birthday month. Hey, do we have something we wanted to give away today?
I tell you what, let's give away something today.
Yep.
I'm like looking around my office to see like what we can give away. Because I have some. Like we give away stuff so much. This is what's being given away on Friday on Tech Talk.
Ooh,
Tech Talk
Echo
with Rich.
Plus. I'll echo that. Tech Talk with Rich is one of our exclusive live shows that we do almost weekly or bi-weekly inside of the photo mentorship.
Yeah.
Right.
So like let's give away.
Here, we'll talk about it for a second. I'm gonna play a little video about the photo mentorship.
Do it.
So Rich and I had a little powwow while y'all were watching that video. By the way, if you guys want to join the Photo Mentorship, it's our amazing membership community where you can stream unlimited access to all of our photography courses and get all your questions answered. And this evening there is a very special. By the way, if you want to check that out, just go to thephotomentorship.com, somewhere over there, and you can check that. You can check that out and sign up for the Photo Mentorship.
.com.
Check it out here. I just got to sing while I'm typing stuff. Okay, so thephotomentorship.com, you can check that out. Linda Reed is saying it's so worth it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Linda. Thank you.
Shonda is saying 5 live shows this week. That's right. We're going live every single day this week. Day 1 is today. Tomorrow is the giveaway. Wednesday is a brand new Photography 101 boot camp where I'm going to be teaching you guys, me and Rich are going to be teaching you guys how to master your cameras.
And we're giving away a 50 millimeter lens on Wednesday.
50 millimeter wins on Wednesday.
50 millimeter wins the win.
It's Wednesday. It's Lens Day. Thursday, we're doing a segment called Lightroom with David. I'll be showing you guys around Lightroom and giving away something on that. I don't know what we're giving away.
A flash. You're giving away the Godox. The Godox TT.
The Godox TT 600. There you go. It's my Godox flash. And then Friday is a special date night tech talk. Friday evening, date night with Rich, right? Where he's going to be giving away.
It's so you can put this on. You can play like saxophone music, like.
Did you ever see the sexy saxophone guy, like the YouTube video, where he would just like he'd have like his spandex pants, no shirt on, just like playing? Pretty.
That's
funny.
Gonna be me.
Hey,
I wore a jacket last time and smoked in my office, so it got risque.
Yeah, it's pretty risque. What did you smoke?
A pipe.
A pipe with tobacco in it, right?
Yeah. Surgeon General's warning. I did smoke a pipe.
There you go.
I drank the worst wine. Man, I got wine because I didn't have any. I went to my neighbor, was like, hey, I just need some wine. She was like, this is a little dry. It was
very
awful.
dry. Very dry.
It was like eating earth. It was the worst.
Well, maybe we'll have to send someone pizza again because we sent like someone, 1 or 2 people pizza. I think
we sent people in California pizza.
That's awesome.
And it got there after I went live. It was quite awesome.
That's so great. I love it. Well, hey, while we were watching that video, Rich and I power out a little bit, and what we're going to do is we're going to give away a free battery. Okay? I don't know about you guys, but I love having extra batteries. So regardless of whether you have, a Nikon camera,
you should have a lot of extra because every time we shoot together, I feel like I don't.
I'd steal your batteries.
I miss a battery in a memory card every time we shoot together.
I need to just send you 10 memory cards and 10 batteries. Yeah, but we're going to send you a brand new Canon battery, Nikon battery, Sony battery, whatever battery that goes with your camera. One of you guys is going to win that. So share this Facebook Live podcast live recording for a chance to win a free battery today.
A free genuine battery.
Genuine battery, not like the off-brand like this crap. Like I don't even know why I have that, but the good ones, like the actual. I
have this just to test them out. We had so many people in the photo mentorship saying I've got this brand that I got some just to see how they hold up in their charge life. Because if people ask me questions, I want to answer it. And I bought this. Rich Coleman bought that so that when I buy it with my own money, I'm a lot more endeared to tell the truth than Canon just gave me this new camera. What do I think? Of course I love it. They gave it to me for free. So
right.
Real answers, real people. The photo mentorship.
Real answers, real people. Date night with Rich. But yeah, no, I'm excited about that. Tomorrow's gonna be a lot of fun, so make sure, and we have a link, I believe, to get notified. Maybe we can post that link here in the comments to get notified about tomorrow's live announcement ceremony of the Canon R5. If you have not registered for the camera giveaway, go to davidmolnar.com. Right, yeah, you need to. Go to davidmolnar.com.
Can I let the cat out of the bag a little bit too?
Yeah.
Those of you who know, we give stuff away all the time. And if you're in the photo mentorship, which is what pays for this camera and pays my salary and pays for David's perfect hair, we give away a lot of stuff. So if you show up tomorrow, there's probably going to be more than just one camera being given away. There's probably going to be some stuffs.
You're saying there might be 2 cameras given away tomorrow? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
17 cameras.
I don't know about that, but we might give away more than 1 camera tomorrow. So make sure you register at davidmolnar.com/R5. Also, we've given you guys extra ways to win or to increase your chances of winning. There you go. All right. Hey, today we want to kind of finish up. We're going to attempt to finish up our conversation. We'll try our hardest to finish up our conversation about the Enneagram. Okay. Now, the Enneagram is a personality test that I just think is one of the things that's helped my wife and I a lot. I think maybe Rich would say that it's helped him a lot. No, not at all. So. It's one of those ways. It's one of those things that's been really helpful to learn about myself as a photographer, and to even learn about the relationships that I have, whether it's with my team members, with my wife, or with clients and stuff like that. So we thought it'd be really fun to be able to talk about those last numbers. So we've talked about the 1, which is the perfectionist. I'm actually going to give you guys, show you guys this real quick. Here's the different types. We've got 1, which is the reformer, also called the perfectionist. 2 is the helper. 3 is the achiever. 4 is the individualist. We had a special episode with Jeremy Coward on that. 5 is the investigator, and that's what we're going to start talking about today. Okay, so the investigator, is defined by the intense cerebral. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. Cerebral type. They're very perceptive, innovative, secretive, and isolated. I have a few friends that are 5s. I'm not sure. I think there's probably a lot of landscape photographers that are 5s potentially, or wildlife photographers that are 5s. And I'm not knocking or trying to stereotype someone. But a lot of times the investigator is the type of person that likes to be really pensive. Would you say drawn?
Withdrawn.
Withdrawn. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, withdrawn. That's right. And the 5, a lot of times they're pretty secretive and pretty isolated. Not necessarily secretive as in they're doing something naughty behind the scenes, but more just like I have a buddy of mine that he has so much energy. And what I mean, he only has so much energy, meaning only a little bit, and he has to allot his energy. He needs to be able to plan. It's not really good to deviate from the plan, so that he can just try to reserve some energy to hang out and have a conversation with someone. Okay, their bucket of energy or of social activity can be used up real quickly, and they have to literally pace themselves as if it's a marathon and know what's coming up ahead. So a lot of times they can be oh, I'm not going to hang out because I just need some alone time. Or I just need some time to be to be isolated or whatever it is. And so I actually can't think of a 5 as a photographer off the top of my head, which is silly because I probably should have tried to prep that. But I could see a 5 going to isolation and doing photography to get some alone time. They're the type that might sit there and wait in the woods for hours and hours to see if that bird flies by. Okay, I think for Kavita is saying she's a 5-wing 6. Okay, interesting. Lisa Denny is saying she's a 5-wing 4. Kavita, I have a question for you. What is your favorite things to shoot? Are you shooting people, and how does it feel for you? Do you have to plan and reserve some energy, for this photo shoot and all those different things?
As she answers that, let's talk about ways that this would be a pro and a con. Let's talk about pros. I think a pro for this person is a 5's independent. A 5 can do it. That. They don't need this support team or this thing to achieve whatever they want. 5s can probably do it on their own. It might be easier with some help, but a 5 can handle it. Okay. And they probably have really clear boundaries too. I would think. When I think of everything you're saying, I'm that if that person's planning that bucket of enthusiasm that they have, they're probably okay, this is my friend time, this is my family time, this is my work time, where that's not I have a hard time with boundaries as a 7. So I feel that'd be good for them as 5s, having those clear boundaries. And well thought outness. I feel a 5 thinks about what they're going to say. I don't do that. It comes out. I get in trouble.
So one of the things about the 5 is that they're kind of they're the investigator. They're kind of the researcher, right? They will pour themselves into learning about stuff. All right. So the 5 is someone who would probably love the photo mentorship because they could go deep and learn a ton of stuff and ask a ton of questions to our mentors, and they would answer all their questions. right? The five's motivation is to possess knowledge. Okay, they want to possess knowledge, to understand everything, so they have everything figured out as a way of defending themselves against potential, environmental threats. Okay, so for instance, as a photographer, a five would want to know how to use a flash to defend themselves against a potential like dark room or the sun setting low. They're going to have this search and this thirst for knowledge and to be able to know what to do in various situations. They might have a lot of head knowledge that might be useless in many situations until that random time where it's like, well, I was reading in this book 17 years ago in paragraph C about blah, 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 So yeah, the pros are that they're probably extremely thorough and extremely prepared. So I think that's a really
that'll help you out. That'll help you out in photography and business.
It can, yeah, it sure can. It sure can. All right, so let's move on to the 6. All right, so the 6 is the loyalist. All right, and they're very security oriented, people, and they're kind of not really trusting. What I've noticed about a 6 is that they're a little bit standoffish. They're a little bit security. They don't necessarily like a ton of change. Okay, but boy, when you get their trust, they will stick with you and be loyal. Okay, it just takes a while to get them to that place of commitment.
Suspicious is a good word.
Yeah,
like when you're
suspicious.
They're like, sure. David, I don't trust that blue V-neck. I don't trust that blue V-neck.
Yeah. So
what does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. So an Enneagram type, remember, is defined by your motivations. Okay, so it's not necessarily your external actions of what you do. It's defined by what internally motivates you. And I'm just going to read this. The 6's key motivation is they want to have security, to feel supported by others, and to have a certitude and reassurance, to test the attitudes of others toward them, and to fight against anxiety and insecurity. Excuse me. So what they want is they want to have security. And if they don't feel like they can trust you, then they won't feel that security. So they're going to be resistant to change. And so what could be some cons for a 6 in photography? What do you think?
So here's the thing with photography, and just cut me off if I'm wrong. I think photography is an art. So photography is art. The rules aren't necessarily black and white. Like there's creative liberties, and I feel like 6s have a hard time when rules aren't clearly defined. So they have like this anxious feeling of sticking to the boundaries, where as an artist you're allowed to color outside of the lines. I feel like that could be like an interesting 6 problem. Do you know anybody that's a 6 that's does this?
You know what's interesting is I've actually heard that there's more 6s, like statistically, than anything else. I've heard that, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to try to think of like who's the 6.
Where me and you are uncertain, they're anxious. So like where me and you are uncertain, we're not necessarily like anxious about it. It doesn't like make our heart tingle, or we don't get those fear factors. So I feel like that could be negative. As I rub my chest, that could be a negative. Like anxiety is just the worst, man. People I know with anxiety just have it rough.
Crystal's saying Autumn is a 6.
Yeah, she's a heavy 5 though. I would think too. I knew Autumn. Yeah, Autumn's a 6. Don't be anxious, Autumn. We love you. You're fired.
But they're reliable, hardworking, responsible, and trustworthy, and they're good. They can be good troubleshooters, and they can foresee problems, coming in the future. So that's pretty interesting.
And those of you listening, hearing us make fun of Autumn, Autumn is our customer service guru. And the cool thing about the photo mentorship is she also knows what the freak of camera is and how to use it. So we love Autumn.
Yeah, Autumn's amazing. So hey,
Autumn.
So a 6 can be very trustworthy, they can be very hardworking, and they can be very reliable. Okay, so as a photographer, that could be a really good trait for your clients to have, is someone who's trustworthy, hardworking, and can foresee those problems and stuff like that. All right. It's interesting. There's some examples of people, and it says Frodo Baggins is a 6, and that's funny because I'm like reading about like he's real conscious, like cautious, doesn't know who you can trust. You know, like when he's trying to go destroy the ring for Mordor, like Boromir tries to steal the ring from him. Obviously, Gollum is trying to do that the whole time. There's always all these people that want something from him, and he's real anxious, you know. But he knows that he can trust Sam, you know. Like Samwise Gamgee has his trust. If you guys are geeks like me and like Lord of the Rings. Hey, let's move on to the 7. Okay.
Is it like Harry Potter?
Lord of the Rings.
I'm just kidding. Look how mad your face just went, like to complete disgust right there. I love it.
I'm reading
7. We're both 7s.
I'm reading a new, not new, an old but new to me. I've heard of it for a long time. Series called The Wheel of Time. It's Lord of the Rings-esque, but it's 15 books. 15 books long, and they're all like 30 hours or more each. I'm on book 3 so far. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But it's Lord of the Rings fantasy-esque. Like a lot of times for me, I have a hard time like turning off. Coming up with ideas for the podcast or the business or online courses, or just thinking about, the photo mentorship. I have a hard time turning it off. So I have to like read a novel or something at night to help my brain like disengage, because I'm a 7. I'm like, no idea. So I have to like slow it down, So, but anyways, I love me some Lord of the Rings, and I'm reading The Hobbit to my sons right now, which maybe they're a little young for it, but we're at to the part where the spiders are catching them. So it's pretty cool. Anyways, a little insight into all that stuff. David DeVoe, my brother-in-law, said Randolph Thor. I just got him to start that series as well. Randolph Thor is the main character in the Wheel of Time. He just finished book 1. So anyways, Leanne Campbell says, I've been reading the Wheel of Time since 2000. Oh, gosh. That's 20 years ago. Yeah, but they just finished the last book. Like the author died. And he, they had to get Brandon Sanderson, a different author, to finish the last 2 or 3 books. I haven't got to that point yet, but anyways, moving on to the 7. We've talked about the 7 before, okay, but 7 is the enthusiast, okay. They're described as the busy, fun-loving type. Me and Rich here, spontaneous. We're always figuring out the giveaways and stuff last minute, right? Versatile, distractible, definitely me. Definitely Rich. Huh? What are you talking about? And scattered. No, never. That's not us, right?
Let's give those 2 guys a podcast to run. That sounds great.
So the interesting thing is, and we'll go over the 7s real fast because we've already done this, okay? But the interesting thing is 7's motivation is to feel free, okay? The Enneagram Institute is saying that they want to maintain their freedom and happiness. Okay, but for me, I know my main motivation is to feel happy and to feel free, and it's interesting. It's just saying to avoid missing out on worthwhile experiences and to keep themselves excited and occupied, and to avoid and discharge pain. So if my wife is talking about something sad, I'll like try to change the subject to something happy. It's interesting. Like 7s try to avoid pain, and they want to talk about happy things, and they want to maintain their freedom. Okay, so when the government tries to put like things on us, that's like hard as a 7. I'm like, don't tell me what to do. I wouldn't be good at living in communist China. Like I wouldn't be good at it. I'm very happy and very blessed and feel very privileged to live in the United States, where it is still a free country, even though some crazy things have happened this year. We're gonna get through all this craziness. It is not the new normal. It's just a weird time, Anyway,
2020, best year ever. I think it's everybody's favorite.
Yeah, best year ever, right? But that's hard for me. I'm just being honest. For me as a 7, it's hard when you have all these regulations and stipulations, and you can't do this, can't give your friend a hug or a high five or a handshake, that's hard for me as a 7. It just is. I'm being honest. Like it's counterintuitive to my fun-loving, freedom-needing personality. So love on a 7 if you guys know one, because this quarantine weird year has probably been hard for them, or they just ignored all the rules. Anyways, moving on to the 8, which is the challenger. Okay.
Powerful, dominating, self-confident, willful,
decisive,
not afraid of confrontation.
Rich, your shirt is really black.
Your shirt's black.
My shirt's blue.
Yeah, you're right. I know.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I'm wrong. I'm an 8. Sorry, that was me trying to role play. I said it's
So
black, so it's black.
so the so the 8s are motivated, okay, by wanting to be self-reliant, to do it themselves, okay, to prove their strength, to resist weakness, and to be an important, powerful person, in the world. And basically, like the way I describe it is like the 8s feel motivated by the need to take control. They like want to control things, okay, and to take control of their situation. So if if an accident happens and like there's 3 guys that get out of the car, and then if one of them's an 8, they're going to try to take control. Okay, you call the cops, you do this thing. They're going to jump and try to start leading or taking. It's not always leading in a healthy way, but they feel this need to take control. Okay, the 8s as a con could be really controlling, and they could be really bossy, and kind of be a little rude and brash. Okay, so as a photographer, excessively rude. As a photographer, if they're really bossy and if they're like real like just do this, or like I could see an 8 posing someone be like it could be a little unsettling. Okay, if an 8 is like, hey, just don't look fat standing over there, like, hey, just look good, or like, they could be a little brash potentially in that way, instead of saying, hey, why don't you twist your body this way a little teeny bit and open up your shoulders, and then that way, and stand up straight, lift up your shoulders in that way, that looks awesome, whatever. 7s are good at encouraging and keeping things light and happy, and sometimes the 8 is just like bam, 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 da, 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 and so that could be a con. They have to be watching out for being rude or having people just think that they're a jerk or an a-hole or something. Okay, but the great thing about an 8, what's some examples of like a good thing about an 8, Rich? Any idea?
They're generous. They're generous people. 8s.
Yeah.
My mind's still on cons. I'm like thinking of like, it's the funny thing is as we do this, like not in a mean way, I'm thinking of friends I know that are that, and I'm like, what do they do well? What do they do not well?
Here's a great example. So you guys are wondering, Susan Nicholas asked the question, what are we talking about? We're talking about the Enneagram Test, okay? The Enneagram Test. And I'll see if I can type it out here. It's because it's a
Enneagram.
Yeah, it's a weird word. There we go. Enneagram. Here we go. We're talking about the Enneagram. Okay, this is a personality test, but it can help you understand what type of person you are, and actually help you pick a photography career that would be more ideally suited to your personality type. It also helps you in like your marriage or your relationships, and with your coworkers, and just understanding who you are, what motivates you, who your relationships, what numbers they are, what motivates them, what do they naturally tend to. I think anytime I take a personality test, and this is my favorite one, it's just helped me be a better person, a better leader, better friend, better husband, and I suck at all those things, so I need all the help that I can get.
Amen.
Yeah, jerk face. Yeah, and then there is a paid test for like $12. We don't make any money off of this. We're not affiliated with the Enneagram.
And we didn't make this.
All.
This is not us. We just use
this is not us. This is just something I think has been really helpful for me. Okay, so the con for an 8 is that they could be brash and that they could be bossy. Okay, and kind of be taken as like, oh, that's like my daughter Rosie. Oh dear Jesus, she is an 8, like a hardcore 8, and she just comes across as like kind of like just a bossy woman. Sometimes she is like my favorite. She's my sweetheart. She's awesome, super sweet.
She controls all the older kids.
She runs the show. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, she's like, stop this, I want to take control. Like, don't push that stroller. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, just calm down. But here's the great thing about an 8. Like I said, they can take control of a situation. So let me give you an example. This is where Rich probably really thrives, and where I think I've thrived, because I'm a 7 with a wing of an 8. If you guys missed a previous episode where we were talking about this, if you are a 7, then you can have a wing that's a number right above you or below you. So my wing could be an 8 or it could be a 6. I am a 7 with a wing of an 8. So I'm the enthusiast, but I can also get kind of bossy pretty quickly, right? And Rich actually has that same configuration. a 7 with a wing 8. So you could not be a 3 with a wing of an 8. It doesn't work like that. A 3 could only have a wing right above or below. So a 3 with a wing of 4 or a 3 with a wing of 2. That's the way that it works. Okay. But when you're shooting, let's say, weddings or family portraits, and you need to take control of a situation, an 8 might be really great at that. Like, as long as they tone their voice down and make sure that they're not being harsh or brash. I can think of, like, I shot probably 150 weddings, and there's those times when it's like the family is happy, the bride and groom just got married, and someone needs to wrangle the chaos and get these family photos done so that they can get to the cocktail hour and start having the party. Okay, so an 8 can come in and be like, all right, everyone, listen up. We're going to make this happen as quickly as possible, and I'm going to try to make this as painless and quick and easy as possible. So I need you guys all, like, bride's family sit over there, groom's family sit over there. I'm going to call you guys when we're ready. And then I just like, all right, bride and the groom, you stand here. All right, mom, come over here. Dad, come over here. Sisters, come over here. And you start taking control, and you try to do it in a fun, loving way. But also show that you have control, and actually your clients will really appreciate that. As long as you're not being an a-hole, but taking control of a situation can be really helpful.
Is a good thing.
And assuring, because they're like, I'm glad someone knows what's happening here. Because if you're the photographer just sitting there like, I don't know, maybe y'all should come over here, I'm not really sure, like, instead, if you start going and then correct course as you're going, which an 8 often does, it's like, all right, everyone go over here, and they might actually think, oh, I need to tweak this. But because they've started that motion, people associate that photographer or that person as having control of the situation. And that is a reassuring thing to clients, okay? As long as you can do it in not a bossy or jerk face way.
Just throw humor. Just throw some humor in there. If you're an 8, be like, hey, guys, shut up and stand here, and then you can go get drunk. The quicker you do what I say that every wedding. I'm like, hey, guys, as soon as you're done, you guys get to walk over there and drink. Open bar. Let's go.
Yeah. So hurry up. Let's do it, And then that way, like, if you can use that sort of – is there anything else that you do, like, in that type of situation?
I do that with kids, too. Kids. I'm like, all right, kids, I got some liquor in the car. It's not true. I don't do that.
Gosh. But it's great to be able to take control of the situation. It's actually really empowering to your clients to
they love it. They love it.
Yes,
they're like, sweet. I get to just stand here. Like, think about the bride and groom at a wedding. They just stand there, get everything done, and then they're finished. They love it.
Absolutely. So innate personality can be really great, right? All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, and then the final number is the 9, the peacemaker. This is not me. I'm not a peacemaker. Who's a peacemaker? Do we know any peacemakers off the top of our head?
Trump.
Trump is not a peacemaker.
We just got political just like that.
It's saying John F. Kennedy Jr. was a peacemaker. George W. Bush, Ronald Reagan, Lisa Kudrow from Friends, Tobey Maguire, Zooey Deschanel, Mr. Rogers is a peacemaker. Homer and Marge Simpson. Trying to think. Abraham Lincoln was a peacemaker. Queen Elizabeth II. I'm not actually sure which queen that is. Is that the current queen? I don't know. I don't know who Queen Elizabeth II is. Princess Grace of Monaco.
Princess Grace.
I don't know. Walter Cronkite. I know I've heard that name, but I can't actually place it.
He's the news guy, bro.
Oh,
and I'm Walter Cronkite.
Walt Disney, a 9. Jim Henson,
easygoing guy,
9.
Easygoing.
There you go.
Take it easy. Like we should make music. I should have music for all these. Take it easy.
Yeah, there you go. So the 9 is the easygoing, self-effacing type, receptive, reassuring, agreeable, and sometimes complacent. Okay. I think actually my friend Josh Wood, the best man at my wedding, I believe he's a 9.
I once shot a wedding with him.
Yes, you did. My sister's wedding.
Yep.
That's fun. And I actually kind of shot that wedding with you too. Like, it was the 3 of us.
You just saw us failing, and we're like, I've got to get in there.
No, Esther wanted me to take some portraits of her, and I got some killer portraits of her on the beach. They're awesome. Her and Forrest. They're a good looking couple.
They've been used like 8 times as husband and wife for shoots. It's pretty ridiculous.
They're a good looking couple. Like Forrest.
Forrest is he has the waist of a French model. His waist is like 28 inches.
I know.
He's got the smallest waist I've ever seen.
I know.
He eats like a horse.
He does. He does eat like a horse. He just surfs and skates all the time, and he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Loves Jesus. Like leads he leads this amazing thing where it's called like Pizza and Jesus, and he like takes a bunch of kids to a skate park, and he like teaches them how to skate, gives them free pizza, and then talks to them about Jesus. He's a cool guy. I'm very stoked that my wife.
The turnout.
My sister married him, not my wife.
Yeah.
Stoked my wife married him. Like,
your wife wishes she married him. The event I did with them Thursday was huge, man. There were a bunch of people out there.
Pizza
Had
and
me come
Jesus,
take pictures of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was like a big one. There was like a pro skater there, and Matt Beecham was talking about how he didn't have anywhere to skate as a kid. It was great.
Yeah, we didn't. We had nowhere to skate.
There's a skate park like every 10 feet down here now. It's crazy.
That's great. I love it, man. Just skating through life, you know? So the nine's motivation is to create harmony in their environment, right? They don't want conflict, right? They're the peacemaker. They want to avoid conflict. They don't want tension. They want to preserve things as they are, and they're resistant to whatever would upset or disturb their peace, okay? So they want to create peace. So some cons could be, if you're doing a portrait session as a 9, as a peacemaker, you might not want to upset the peace by changing the environment or asking them to stand over here, or if you're at a wedding and like the bride's like, hey, I don't want my stepdad in this picture, I just want one with my real dad and I want my real mom in the photo, even though they're divorced. Like that's going to be hard for the peacemaker to like try to broach that conflict. And 8 is going to be like, all right, let's do this. Hey, mom, dad, quit your attitudes. Stand there. This is for your daughter. Sit there. Okay. Click, click, click. Okay, cool. Go get drunk. Like.
All right, now you're divorced again. Thank you.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes they want the originals, and I've had to do that multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
It's an awkward situation, whereas, but
again,
an 8 can do that, and a 9 is going to be that's disturbing the peace. It's like,
Oh, I second shot a wedding last week where it was awkward like that, and the bride whispered to me as the person posing, because the shooter was behind me, she was like, I don't want her new husband here because we don't think it's going to last. And I backed him up and I said, all right, if you're married into this, step out in case things don't work out, because it's going to be a lot easier for you to step out now than me Photoshop it later. And everybody laughed. Everybody married in, stepped out. The bride thought it was hilarious because I kind of said what she just said, like in a very public way.
But you said
and
it
then
in a
she got
way
the picture and it worked out. Yeah, it was. But the lady I was shooting with was like, he won't leave because like he said, all right, now I almost like literally had to physically grab the new dad. So, yeah, it can be very, very touchy. So, just throw a little 8 in there. Just pretend you're a grump and get it done.
Susan said, I've been known to take the blame just to keep everyone happy. Yep, I totally see that with peacemakers. They'll do that. I'm the opposite of a peacemaker. I like to stir the pot, So it could be hard for them. They could be resistant to change. However, peacemakers are great at even helping to preserve the peace. So at a wedding, at a portrait shoot, at a whatever it is, they're good at being that soothing person to diffuse the situation, release the tension, and create, facilitate, and keep the peace. So 9 can be, really can be an amazing, photographer as well, but they're not going to love the conflict side of stuff. So to be, there's certain situations that may be hard for a 9.
Yeah. Mr. Rogers, he was a 9.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, David.
This is true.
It'll be okay. Keep the peace.
Yeah. Karen is saying she thinks she's a 9.
Karen, I think you're a 10, girl. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Well, hey, so we have, real quick, we are giving away, so we just went through the 9 numbers. We finished it. We did the other 4 last week, and we did, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 this week. So tomorrow we are giving away the Canon R5, which is a $4,000 camera. It's $3,900, but we're also going to give away a $100 adapter. So it will be $4,000 if anyone's trying to
taxes, bro. Taxes, okay.
And with taxes, frick, yeah, it's going to be another $400, 10%, something like that. So it's like a $4,400 camera. I didn't even think about that.
Taxes. Well, it's B&H. They're strange about their taxes.
New York. Well, so I'm really excited about that. Make sure, do we have the link Do we have the link? Can someone ping that to me? I don't know if we have the link for that ceremony, for the award ceremony.
I will send it to you right now.
Sweet.
Sorry, I sing when I'm excited.
That's all right. Humor helps a lot if you can pull it off. That's right. So we're going to be giving that away tomorrow. We're going to be announcing the live winner. If you have not registered for the camera giveaway, go here. Go to davidmolnar.com/R5, and then you can register for the giveaway. We also have a bunch of amazing options for you guys to earn extra entries, which is like putting extra names in the hat, okay, to give you a better chance of winning. So you guys can do that as well. All right? And yeah, Janice is saying she can't wait till tomorrow's announcement. So really excited about that. And
giveaways, man. This is a very giveaway-y week. And next week. We got stuff we got all kinds of fun stuff. Because that's why I get to pick what we give away. It's been great.
Mm-hmm.
As a 7 spending somebody else's money, I pretty much have the dream job.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to also post a link. Like here. This link will take you to a page where you can click get reminder for the giveaway announcement tomorrow. Okay, because
you don't want to miss that.
No, you don't want to miss that.
And we're going to give away stuff for people live. If you're in this little room, we're going to give other stuff away too, because that's how we roll.
We're going to do a big Facebook Live tomorrow. I think we're going to have hopefully a bunch of people on, and we'll be giving stuff away to people who are live. So if you're not live, you're going to miss your chance to win stuff tomorrow. Okay. Yep, we are givers. We love it. So make sure and check that out. That's there. I just posted this link. It's a video, and that's where we're going to be going live tomorrow. So hopefully we can pin that as a comment to the thing. All right, so we have a giveaway winner. One of you guys who shared this video today is winning a free camera battery of your brand. So if you have a Sony camera, then we will buy you a Sony battery that will fit your camera.
They're pretty much all black. I noticed.
You know what? The Nikon battery is gray. This one is gray. Depends.
Julie.
Yeah, I'm totally Julie noted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just blacked out for a second. Sorry. The winner of the free battery is Julie Black. Did I say that right?
Julie. Yes, you do. Julie, what camera do you have?
Yeah. If you're around, let me know which camera you got.
Julie, yeah, please let us know what camera you have so we can mail you a brand new, genuine battery. She's like, Olympus? Something that's hard to get.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Although I am happy with Canon, man. Canon's stuck with the LPE6
does
size.
The LPE6, it's like the LPE6 something or something.
Yeah, but this still works in it.
It does. Okay.
It does.
In the R5.
Yeah, so we're at the 5D
There's just a
Mark
newer upgraded version of it,
It has a longer charge. So from the Canon 5D Mark III all the way up to the new camera is the same battery. Yeah, it's freaking great. Thank you, Canon.
That is awesome. I didn't realize. I saw that it was like an LPE6N, or is that what you're saying it was called?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was like, I don't know if this is going to be the same battery or not. I didn't know it was backwards compatible. So will the new batteries work in my 5D Mark IV? Do you know that?
Correct.
It will.
Yeah, work.
Okay, so they'll work backwards compatible. Just a better battery is all the new ones.
Better battery, longer charge, more cells.
Dang, I'm sold. Julie says, "Does this mean my luck is done for the week?" No, we are going to be randomly drawing. Congrats again, Julie.
Yeah,
Julie.
You have your chances have not changed. So it's like a big. Imagine you go in your kitchen, you get your big spaghetti pot, and we drop everybody's name in there. And then if you do the extra stuff, you get, and then we just stir it up and pick one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll be randomly drawing the winner of the Canon R5 tomorrow, right after the giveaway is done. So if you guys haven't registered, register for that and do the extra things to get extra names in the hat, extra entries, and you'll better your chances of winning. So Julie King Black, you could win tomorrow too. It's a randomly drawn winner. So we're not playing favorites.
We don't know who the winner is because we haven't drawn it yet.
Yeah.
And you have till tomorrow. The person winning this camera could have never even heard of you yet. Think about that.
Of me, you're saying, or of because they could sign up today.
Of us. They could sign up right now.
They could be
because somebody shared this video.
This is true. Love it. So thank you guys so much. Y'all are amazing. Thank Thanks for tuning in to episode 28 of your Photography Mentor podcast. I cannot wait to see you here tomorrow, same time, same place, 11 a.m. Central, high noon Eastern time, and we'll be giving away the Canon R5, and it's going to be great. I'm really excited. So
I'm pumped.
You guys have a fantastic rest of the day, and we will see you tomorrow.
I love you.
All right. Love you guys.
I'm a spell over.